Okay, and I think we're live. I hope we are. So anyway, greetings from Tokyo. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this live stream finds you well and in very, very good spirits, my dear friends. Today is the end of May. Can't believe it. Time flies, does it not? Time flies when we're having fun. And so, in that spirit, let me just say that today is, it's just one day closer to my own big move in my life. So, as I may have mentioned before, my family and I are going to be moving to the United States later this year. And in fact, we're planning on moving in July. So that gives us about a month and a bit left. So, so we're a little bit nervous, but and busy, but also very excited at the same time. So I just wanted to let people know that it's been a little bit busy. So as things happen, like as things occur like they do, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to put up videos. So I've been a bit lax in that department, but I hope you can forgive me. Excuse me. I've been just getting over feeling a little bit under the weather. I had a little bit of a kind of, the weather's been hot and cold here, so I think I caught a little bit of a cold, and so I have some of the sniffles. I checked. I don't think it's like any kind of COVID infection or anything like that. So, but I went to the doctor and they prescribed me some cold medicine. So hopefully I'll be over it very soon. So I'm over the worst of it now. But I've, as one is prone to do when one is sick, one watches a lot of movies. So I've been watching a lot of movies while I've been under the weather. So. It's been, I think, despite being a bit sick, it's been time well spent, I would say, and the like. So, I have a little bit of the sniffles today, so I apologize for the occasional sniffle. I hope you can forgive me, but anyway, I just wanted to stop by and say hello. So, in that spirit, let us move to the. Hold on, just give me 1 second here. Is it Memorial Day weekend, I think, in the United States? I think so. It's a 3-day weekend, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe I've got my holidays mixed up, but. All right, my dear friends. Let's see who's here. Oh, Raul, it's here. Nice to see you. You're in the U.S. Hope you're well, my friend. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, Adele. It's so wonderful to see you. I've always, my spirits are always lifted when I see you here, and your comments about cinema are always welcome. I love hearing them. They're wonderful indeed. Absolutely wonderful. It's great to see you. Nolan. Hello, Nolan. Welcome. And it's so nice to see you as well. I hope all is well. Thank you. Excuse me. Pardon me. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. Derek, hello. From the U.S. as well. I hope that this live stream finds you well. Eduardo in Brazil. Good morning. Good morning, my dear friend. Christian. Fantastic. So yes. Sorry to catch you at work, but so thanks for stopping by, my friend. We'll talk again very soon. Justin, Disney fan. I too am a Disney fan. We like to go to the theme parks here in Tokyo, in particular. We're fans of Disney Sea, in particular. So, although I'm not so. When I was younger, I really liked the the Tower of Terror. But now I'm very scared of these sort of thrill rides. So I like the slower rides now. We're just walking around eating the popcorn and having those um, uh, ice lollies or icicles. Those are really great. You know, the orange flavored ones. Those are really great in the shape of Mickey Mouse's head. So you're eating Mickey. You're eating like a frozen Mickey Mouse head. So very exciting stuff indeed. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. You know, it kind of comes. I'm going to mute my. Yeah, it kind of comes and goes. It was okay right now, and then I went to the doctor just in case, guys. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Excuse me. I didn't want to. I find out I was infected with something, but they said it was. I got tested and all, so everything's okay. I don't have anything serious. It's just kind of something in some cold, you know. So it's a stubborn cold. So I can't seem to I can't seem what's the what's her name Taylor Swift's song, you know, Shake It Off. I can't seem to shake it off. Shake it off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I wish I could, but I can't. So but who knows? Maybe it'll take another couple of days. There's more movies. You know, I think excuse me. I think when it's sick, I think it's always nice to have movies on standby. So that's what I've been doing. Watching a lot of Sergio Leone, rewatching a lot of Sergio Leone lately. So that's been good. So it's wonderful to watch these great close-ups of like Clint Eastwood and Henry Fonda and Charles Bronson and Rod Steiger and Robert De Niro and James Woods. It's great to see these great close-ups of these, you know, these rugged faces like Mount Rushmore. Um, you know, the canvas of Sergio Leone's cinema. It's great to see that as a means of getting better. So I think that's what people should prescribe as medicine. You know, if you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Oh, how do you feel?" and you say, "Oh, I feel sick." And so, what would you prescribe to me, doctor? I say, you know, if I were the doctor, I would say, I subscribe to you 2 films a day of your choosing. And if you can have one film be Federico Fellini and another be David Lynch, you're settled. So, and do that for a week or something like that. I think that would be the best prescription for the common cold. What do you think? Thank you, Raul. Stephen. Oh, Stephen, my dear friend, thank you so much. And you say, hello, I had a question, if you don't mind answering. Tell us about a movie that moved you in a way you didn't expect. I hope you're well, and I'm excited for you to join us in the series. Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many films like that. I think that can that can move me in a very that have moved me in a very unexpected way. I could say as an example, and I think I've talked about this somewhere on this channel somewhere. I think I mentioned there's the film which is called, what's it called? The Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a musical, and it stars people like Richard O'Brien and Meatloaf and Susan Sarandon and Tim Curry. And it's a great romp of a film. It's got so many great numbers. I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the songs are great. The songs that's performed in the film are just fantastic. It's just iconic stuff. And you know, if someone asked me, you know, what character would you find yourself recreating in your head, you know, I always think of myself as a type of riffraff. I always loved. I always find myself being drawn to the portions of Riff Raff's songs when he was singing. So there's that. But I think for me, that film is so moving. It's such a kind of bizarre romp of a film, and it goes in so many weird, bizarre places very quickly, and just suddenly turns and just goes. It's like a zigzag of a film, and it's zany. It has that wonderful breadth fastness of pace that a film musical has, especially in that type of Wonderland type of fashion. But what I find so moving is the Frankenfurter character. Frankenfurter is really quite a powerful character. I see you shiver with anticipation. So it's that kind of power over his audience. But also there is a way in which Frankenfurter is such a powerful, moving message. The song, I'm going home, and the type of emotion that's on Frankenfurter's face. I don't want to go into too much detail for those who have not yet seen this great film, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but the way that it turns out, the climactic way it resolves itself is very moving and very, very tragic in a lot of ways. So I think that's probably a film that I don't expect to find as moving as I always do whenever I watch it. So I think that's an example of how I'd answer that great question. Oh, Memorial Day weekend. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, Timothy, my dear friend, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much. And Caleb, hello from New Mexico. Oh, it's nice to see you. How is it? How's the weather in New Mexico these days? SJSR, it's my dear friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. Justin says, yes, I'm more of a fan of the older Disney movies. Oh, which films, which movies are you a fan of? I'd love to hear. Oh, Raul says you've been watching the films of Jodorowsky. Wow, well done. I actually saw Jodorowsky speak in New York at a screening in New York. So it was really wonderful to see him speak. And this was around the time that El Topo was getting its excuse me, El Topo was getting its sort of re-release in theaters, and then subsequently it got its DVD release, and then now Blu-ray releases and the like. So, but it was a very exciting time, and to see Jodorowsky in person on stage during a Q&A session in front of the theater audience, it was a real blast. Amazing stuff, really amazing. So, let's see. Oh, Trina Wooden. Oh, well done. Well done. Your second Criterion release. Well done. That's really great. Let's see. 992 Turbo S. Hello, it's nice to see you. And you say, have you ever done, have you ever done a full collection overview? What do you mean when you say full collection overview? You mean like just talking about the entire collection that I have? Excuse me. Sorry about that. I don't think I have. It's a little bit hard to do those sorts of videos. Excuse me. And I think, yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, those are very difficult for me to do. I think I know a lot of channels do it, and they're really great. I've done similar videos like that. Excuse me. I've done similar videos like that or earlier in my sort of YouTube life. So, but I haven't done any of those recently. And maybe I should try to reconsider doing those again, maybe in some capacity. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh man. I think in the nighttime, my it's not. I'm not feeling so good. I think I might have to. I might have to end this early. Yeah, I'm not. I thought I was feeling up to it. I thought I was going to do it, but I don't think it's working out so well. So, yeah, a little bit out of breath. That's okay. Oh, happy birthday, Nolan. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, excuse me, Sit and Tango. That's really wonderful. That's wonderful. So happy birthday, my dear friend. I hope you're well. That's really wonderful. Anonymous Fowler. Hello, my dear friend. And you say, oh, excuse, oh man, sorry. I'm so sorry. I think as I'm talking, it's not doing my voice any good. So I might have to end this early. So I apologize, and I'll do this again when I'm when I'm feeling a little bit, when my voice is up to full capacity. So I apologize. I think when I'm speaking, I just feel a little bit, my throat gets caught and I have to cough, and I don't want to cough out loud because it's kind of rude. It sounds like in the microphone. I apologize, but oh, excuse me. This is pretty tough for me. Sorry about that. I'll have to end early, but okay. Let me go through a number of these as best as I can. Let's see. A Page of Madness. Oh, I love this film. I have this Blu-ray. I agree. I absolutely agree. I haven't spoken a little bit about silent films, but we'll have to try to do something like that. Maybe after I make the move to Los Angeles. I love that film so much. That's such a weird, creepy film. Oh, it's such a great Page of Madness. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's gotten a great release too. It's gotten a great release. So well done for picking that up. Oh, cool. Toy Story. 1 and 2, Monsters Inc., Robin Hood, Mulan. Well done. I love Monsters Inc. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Gets me every time. It's fantastic. Tokyo. Yeah, the weather's kind of hot and cold. So I think that contributed to my catching a cold, I think. So my throats is just as you can see, I'm not feeling 100% today. I haven't been feeling 100% for kind of like a few days now, but it's not COVID. So I was glad of that. If I caught whatever strain of COVID is out there, I don't know, I have to stay in for a few days. But it's not COVID, but it's just a cold. So it's still a stubborn cold. So I'm just drinking a lot of fluids, and I thought I could do this live stream, but it looks like I'm losing. I'm losing the battle to my cough. Oh, Seth. Oh, great. Oh, yes, yes. So you had your surgery. I know about this, and you're watching Twin Peaks. Oh, that's wonderful. And then playing the video game. Well done, well done. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. And Derek. Okay. Oh, you just visited Los Angeles. That's so cool. Well done, well done. Jason, my dear friend, and you just came back from Vegas. Oh, cool. You picked up Ursula Zala and Flesh for Frankenstein on Criterion Laserdisc. That's so cool. Yeah, the Criterion Laserdiscs are a gem, a real gem. So I totally agree. Oh, well done, my dear friend. So I hope you're well. Hope it was Karen. Oh, it's great. Fantastic to see you. Let's see. You say, I'm wondering if in all your many years of having your thoughts on Criterion videos, have you ever wanted to redo any of them after your thoughts of? Oh yeah, I wanted to redo so many. I think back on I think the ones. That's a really good question. Thanks for asking. I think the ones I wanted to redo, I think, are like some of the early ones. Let's see. I think I'd want to. Maybe the ones I maybe just reapproach here and there. Although I think my general status on my thoughts on the film might not change that much. The discussion I did on Salo, the 120 Days of Sodom, the Pier Paolo Pasolini film, I might want to redo that a little bit. Although I think the approach of it might be more or less the same. But I think overall I'm pretty proud of how that turned out. It more or less talked about what it was I wanted to talk about in that discussion. Maybe I think Oh gosh, there are quite a number. They're not the Criterion discussions per se, but there are some discussions about the Argento films that I think I'd like to redo. Um, I think my opinions have changed somewhat on some of those discussions, so I'd like to redo those one of these days. And then if I had the opportunity, although I don't know if I'd be able to do that, but that is something that I'd like to consider. But that's one of the things about YouTube that's really interesting. Like from my perspective, like from my perspective, I've done videos for I don't know how many years, like 5 years or something like that, 6 years maybe. I don't know. I forget exactly. 5 years, 4 or 5 years maybe. Has it been that long? I don't know, but let's say 5 years. So the stuff that I've done 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, is still up on the channel. But from my perspective, those are really old, But I know for people who are coming to the channel for the first time, they look at that and they think that that's how I think even now, because that's what's available on YouTube right now. So it's so sometimes I'll get comments on older videos asking about real specific stuff, and I find myself caught a little bit. What's the phrase? A little bit off guard, because I can't recall exactly what it was I said. But I revisit the video and I retrace my thoughts and try to answer it based on that. But it's a little bit of how should I put it? It's a little bit of an interesting thing trying to keep track of everything that I've said and all the views and opinions that I have about things. But it's not like everything's set in stone. It's very fluid. So in that way, I think back on some of the things that I've said, and I want to redo things here and there. But I don't think I'd change things so much. I don't think I'd like overturn anything that I've said or say the exact opposite thing. It's just maybe working on the presentation or maybe adding a comment here and there and that sort of thing. So that's probably what I do for that. So that's a good question. Thank you so much for that, my dear friend. Thank you. Oh, you watched the Teenage Favorite DVD, The Girl Next Door. Yes, and I used to be a Hirsch fan. Excuse me. I'm only now hearing Speed Racer. Oh yes, and it's a cult classic, and I missed that. And oh, my dear friend, thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm totally angling your question again. I think it's late hours, so my voice is, I think, not letting me speak as freely as I'd like. So I might just retire early, if that's okay. I gave it my best shot today, but we'll have to wait until another day. So maybe give me a few more days to just recover fully, and I can resume this. Very much so, but I'll stay for another couple minutes. That reminds me, Seth, I have to resume my Twin Peaks discussions. It's going to be. I mentioned that I wanted to finish that before I left for Los Angeles. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but I'll give it my best shot. So I was going to do some Criterion videos, but again, my throat, it's not letting me do enough speaking like I want, so I haven't been able to record those. But I've seen all the Criterion releases up to now. I got today, excuse me, and I finished yesterday, I think, and I finished watching today Petite Maman, the Céline Sciamma work, Petite Maman, and it was amazing. I was so amazed by that. And there's also the animated short film. It's about an hour long as well, which is really amazing, absolutely amazing. Barras, I think, is the name of the filmmaker. So of the animated work, it was amazing. But Petite Maman, I was incredibly moved by that. So I saw Petite Maman, and I saw again Targets, the Criterion release Targets. Wow, that's a film that can't wait to talk about as well. And the Criterion release, which I've just finished exploring, as well as the excuse me, I mentioned Triangle of Sadness, and then also the re-releases of Wings of Desire and Branded to Kill, as well as Small Axe. And up next is a discussion on the Seventh Seal. So I was really quite, I was very impressed with Petite Maman. Although there's an interesting detail about how they've shown the menu. They've done away with the supplements, the word supplements, and just have like the movie chapter, and then they have the actual supplements all in one menu. So there's no sub menu anymore, which I think is an interesting choice. I don't know why they. Well, I think I know. I have a hunch as to why they did that. But I'll try to discuss that when I do the Petite Maman video. But that doesn't take away from the glory of the power that's the film itself. So very excited about talking about that. So it'll be up very soon. So oh, thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. Yes, I will probably end early. I was going to try to do it for an hour, but I can't. I see I'm unable to do so. I really apologize for this. I hope you guys can forgive me. Joshua, thank you so much. I'm going to get Petite Maman on Criterion. Wonderful. I think what I'm going to do now is I have maybe a few. I have my family's already asleep, so I have. I could go to sleep myself, but I think I'm going to stay up for another hour and just maybe put on a movie. So I think I'm on a Sergio Leone kick of late. So I think I'm going to rewatch A Fistful of Dynamite, Duck You Sucker. And you wouldn't know this film, Duck You Sucker, with Rod Steiger and James Coburn. There are two great releases of that, which is the Kino Lorber Blu-ray release. That's one which I have. And also there's the Eureka Masters of Cinema, the Region B 2-disc Blu-ray, which I also have. I have both releases. And I think also later in the year, Kino Lorber is going to release that on 4K, if I'm not mistaken. So that's very exciting news. But I think the Eureka Masters of Cinema release, it's 2 discs because you can watch the sort of the English language Fistful of Dynamite version, or was it Duck You Sucker, I think, or you can watch the Gio La Testa Italian version, I think. So you have your choice, but in either version, I think I prefer the Kino Lorber release because of the English soundtrack that you can hear on the Kino Lorber release. It's a little bit different than the English language version that you can get on the Masters of Cinema release. I think they're both great releases, but if I had to choose, I know Masters of Cinema has the 2 discs, and it might seem to have more stuff, and it actually does in a certain capacity. So you're getting different versions or different choices of what you can watch, which is a great option to have. You don't get that in the Kino Lorber Blu-ray, but what you do get is a version that actually I prefer to watch. So so I think I'm going to put in the Kino Lorber version of Duck You Sucker or Fistful of Dynamite. And I must say that for any Sergio Leone fans, that film, I didn't realize until somewhat recently just how important that film is in the context of Sergio Leone's work. I don't want to get into too much detail, but lest I spoil it for people who have yet to see this great film. But it really is. It comes after Once Upon a Time in the West and before Once Upon a Time in America. So in many ways, it's probably overshadowed by the great legacy of those 2 films, respectively, which is perfectly understandable. And it's seen perhaps as second-tier Leone work or a minor Leone film. But actually, I would hazard the argument that A Fistful of Dynamite is in many ways one of the most important works in the Leone canon for a number of reasons. I'll name 2 reasons. I'll try to be as vague as possible, just to be enticing enough for those who have not yet seen this film to maybe want to try to give it a try. I hope, if it's possible. So the first reason that I think it's very important is that I think it really shows the idea of bonds and friendships between and among people. Here we have 2 men who are the two main characters of the film. And so I think of a Fistful of Dynamite. And I think, therefore, this film, A Fistful of Dynamite, in the Sergio Leone canon, really just displays this really wonderful close bond of friendship and close connection between these two men who come from different walks of life. And this is really important because we have seen in Sergio Leone's films the way in which friendships and bonds have been forged, damaged, destroyed, betrayed, or maybe even just played around with, or just made up and then forgotten, used. So think of the Dollars trilogy. Think of the Man with No Name. How there are certain relationships during those that cycle of films that are very important, that one can say are very intimate and very strong. And then there are other relationships that one can say are very cynical and very maybe almost in a sense showing the dark side of human emotion. I would point to the great film The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. In that, you think of the relationships, most of the relationships in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, you can say are quite cynical. They're not based on a type of long founding friendship, one can say. There are moments of humanity that shine through. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that, but I think overall the landscape of human connections in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is shown to be quite cynical. And I think that's the point of the film. And it's shown to be a hard-edged cynicism that lends to its comedy, which I think is one of the great reasons why it works so well. The opposite is true for a film like For a Few Dollars More. There's a very powerful relationship between the main characters, or some of the main characters, that show a real emotional side and a side of sort of mutual respect. The idea of friendship, I think, is there and not there in the context of Once Upon a Time in the West. I think that is a film that's less about relationships, more about the idea of people as metaphors and stand-ins for movements of history. And you can see in excuse me, you can see in that film how relationships actually break down in the context of the movement of fates, etc. I think the idea of friendships are at stake, I think, in a very epic and quite high stakes level in a film like Once Upon a Time in America. Very much so. It's about friendships, it's about betrayals, it's about misinterpretations, it's about everything to do with human relationships. And one can question at the end of the day whether that film shows the long-lasting bond of human emotional friendships, or does it show the breakup of long-lasting friendships in a very powerful and cold way. Again, you'll have to decide for yourself when you watch that film. Now, excuse me, in the context of, I apologize again, I'm feeling quite under the weather today. I apologize. So please excuse me for my cough and my sniffles. But in the context of that Leone filmography, a film like Duck-You-Sucker, A Fistful of Dynamite, the relationship between John and Juan, or Sean and Juan, Sean, or is his name Sean or is his name John? So, okay, but anyway, the James Coburn character and the Rod Steiger character. This is, in many ways, the most affectionately drawn, close-knit relationship that has been forged in the Leone canon, one can argue, I would say. It's a very, very powerful, and there's a moment when the two of them see each other in this scene, and a lot of chaos is going, but they see each other, and they smile. They look at each other and they smile, and it's like this, and they give a thumbs up and they smile, and Rod Steiger smiles, and then James Coburn smiles back. And I realized that the smile in Sergio Leone's films is so important. You see it, the smile everywhere. You go into a Sergio Leone film, count how many times you see a character smile, but you see that smile in the sense that cynicism, or maybe the smile of a killer, or maybe the smile of someone about to, I don't know, cause a massacre, or maybe a smile of someone about to enter into a final duel to the death, something to do with death. Here, it's quite the opposite. Or maybe the smile that's in the stupor of a kind of, I don't know, a fever dream or opium-induced fever dream or something like that. No, here we have a smile between two men that is one man smiling at the other and the other man smiling back, and it is a total human bond that is true and that's ultimate and that's so authentic. And I think that is a great example of why I think Fistful of Dynamite is so important, because it has that type of optimism in its portrait of human relationships that I think is actually not quite there in other Sergio Leone films. Not to take anything away from those other Sergio Leone films, which are great, by the way, but there's a type of optimism in A Fistful of Dynamite that I think is so powerful, and it really adds a lovely beat that is both similar and different at the same time when one thinks of it in the context, or when I think of it at least in the context of Leone's canon. So Fistful of Dynamite, that's the first reason I think it's so deserving of praise. The other reason is it's while it shows this optimism between two men, the relationship forged between these two human beings. On the one hand, it also shows at the same time the breakdown and the destruction of organized systems. Revolution. I mean, this is a film that's often described as being a film, quote unquote, about revolution. Well, what does that mean about revolution? Well, it's really showing the destruction of organized structures, organized groups, the military, or sort of government structures as encased in the plots of the film. And as embodied in a metaphorical style and action set pieces like the onslaught of a train or the township, and the military sort of almost dictatorship-like levels in which the people are being oppressed and suppressed and brutally executed and things like that, and subjected to this very almost authoritarian rule, and the way in which the certain levels of the population are trying to fight back in very destructive and violent ways. That's the quote from Mao Zedong that opens the film. But this idea of revolution and the destruction, as embodied by things like the blowing up, the explosion of dynamite, or the bomb, or the collision of trains, or a stick of dynamite, duck you sucker. This is this is a film that's about destruction of order, and it's also showing the pessimism of the real cynical pessimism of the destruction of these organized systems. And in that way, it's a great weird balance of optimism on the one hand of the portrait of friendships, off balanced by the pessimism of the portrait of this grand, say, movement of revolution that seems to be a very cynical, depressing, and very violent thing indeed, that also causes its own breakdown of relationships, because you can see in the way in which it portrays, the doctor and the betrayals and all this stuff, about how it really is also about betrayals, and is about how people betray other people. And maybe they don't mean to betray other people. Maybe they are forced to betray other people because of forces beyond their control, the life and death matters that or they are subjugated to, they're subject to. But in any event, it is also about betrayal and the breakdown of relationships. So in that way, it's a quite a powerful film, because it's almost the flip side of Once Upon a Time in the West. It's almost the flip side of Once Upon a Time in America too. Those two films can be said to be about the breakdown of emotional, intimate relationships on the one hand, but also the bridging or the buildup of these grand sweeps of metaphorical movements of history. Once Upon a Time in the West, it's a film about the movement of history. Once Upon a Time in America, it's about the movement of history, the movements of histories, while at the same time showing the breakup of these relationships between these various individual characters that we meet. Breakups on the micro level, unity on the macro level. Here in Fistful of Dynamite, one can say the opposite. It's intimate unity on the micro level, but breakdown and destruction on the macro level. So it's the complete opposite, one can say. In that way, it is a huge mind warp. It's like wow, it's a WTF film, and it's so weird, it's so offbeat, but I think it almost works like the mirror image sandwich, in between Once Upon a Time in the West and Once Upon a Time in America. And that way, it's so fundamentally important. A Fistful of Dynamite, Duck You Sucker, the Sergio Leone film. It's so important, and for my money, my own 2 cents, the Master Cinema release is great, but I give the slight edge over to the Kino Lorber Blu-ray Region A, because the English soundtrack gets a little bit better in my opinion. Anyway, sorry about that. I've been coughing through, sniffling through. So sorry about that. So Cade B, got any gems in your vinyl? I don't have that much vinyl in my collection, unfortunately. I try to maybe build it up when I go to the States. Marathon Man, yes, well done. Yes, I know that. And my dear friend, it's always nice to see you. I'm feeling, yes, I'm not feeling so well. Actually, I'm a little bit under the weather. Caught a little cold. It's not COVID, thank goodness, but it's still a little bit irritating cough. So that's why I've been having the sniffles, and my voice is not so good today. I apologize. I'm going to end early. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. Thank you. It's nice to see you. Jovial, thank you. Kim Cattrall, let's say we're to magically find your channel. Which one video? Maybe the video. Anything is okay. I'm I cannot. I won't complain if Kim Cattrall ever saw any video of mine. Anything is okay. I don't mind. Maybe she can watch my imitation of David Lynch. I don't know, but anything is okay. Oh no, not at all. I'm just getting started. I haven't gotten that much into it. Unfortunately, I didn't have it at the time. It's just getting. Oh, wow, it's great. Yes, thank you, Gunshi. Yes, yes. As I mentioned, it's just. I think it's been kind of hot and cold here in terms of the weather, so I just caught myself in that kind of weird zone, you know. Oh, thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you. You're very, very kind. Thank you. Are you practicing greetings from Los? That's a good question. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Maybe I'll say greetings from not Tokyo. Maybe that's what I'll say. Or maybe I'll say something like, um, you know, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll say greetings from not Tokyo, which is Los Angeles or something like that, or greetings from, you know, I don't know. Gosh, what am I gonna say? I don't know. Greetings from. Someone said greetings from the city of angels, or something. I'll figure it out. Maybe when I'm there, the atmosphere mood will carry me through. So, only give me 1 second here. There we go. Thank you. So we'll have to figure out what to say. Hello. It's nice to see you from Croatia. It's nice to see you, my dear friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, razor wire reviews. I know you. Yes. Yes. It's like, maybe, I don't know, like, what's maybe it's like, I don't know, like, it sounds like when Don Corleone comes back home from the hospital and he's like, he can't speak because his throat. He's like, where's Michael? Where's Michael? It's Michael. Maybe it's like that, you know. I can't talk. You know, Barzini. I can't. It's my throat. I can't speak, but it's Barzini. Gotta go to Barzini. You know, so maybe it's like that. So anyway, sorry. Any Godfather fans out there? I don't know, but okay. I hope you're well, my friend. Oh, cool. Just saw Kagemusha. That's a great film. That's great. So the Criterion version, I'm assuming I think that's the longer version, slightly longer version. It's a really good version. That's great. Oh, cool. Very cool. Well done. Fantastic, my friend. Yeah. Starting with Dodeska, then Dersu Ozala, then Kagemusha, then Ran, then Dreams, then Rhapsody in August, then Madadayo. Right? I think that's it. Did I miss any? I think those are the color films, of course. Yeah. So starting in 1970 with Dodescaden, and then 1975 with There's Uzala, and 1980 with Kagemusha, and 85 um, with Ron, and then 1990 right with Dreams, and then we get into a little bit more of a cycle in the early 90s to round out the end of his career with Rhapsody in August, and then Mata Deo. So Dodescaden, that's another interesting film. The color palette just wow, it's just all over the place. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, so thank you, my friend. Oh, cool, fantastic. Yes, Godfather. Yes. It's like Luca Brasi. Don Corleone. On the day of your daughter's wedding, I hope that the first child be a masculine child. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do Luca Brasi. I'm so sorry. I have to work on my Luca Brasi. I'm so sorry. All right. Sorry. So I guess I'm just not in the right frame of thing to handle it, but we'll see. Yes, that's right. I agree. Yes, Ron. I've mentioned before. I always, if I had to choose what my favorite Kurosawa film is, it's either Ron or Yojimbo for me. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so I can't do it, Luca Brasi. I can't do it. Should I do my other Luca Brasi impression? Okay, here's my other Luca Brasi impression. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's my Luca Brasi impression. All right. I can't wait. I gotta talk about The Godfather one of these days. Yes. Oh no, that's such a strange film. Yeah, it is. It goes so many places. It's just and it's pretty dark too. So many dark things going on, despite its bright color palette. You're right. It's got that weird push and pull in terms of the bright visuals on the one, but the kind of dark corners that it goes in terms of it. Oh, The Sopranos. Yes, I'm 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 a fan, although I'm not an expert. Let me put it that way. So. Our dear friend Seth Walsh is a huge Sopranos fan. Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. Carlo, yeah, when he's fighting Carlo in the street there, and there's a bit where you can see he doesn't connect the punch, so it's one of those stage punches. Yeah, that's really great. I love the bit where in Godfather Part Two when Michael visits Hyman Roth and Hyman Roth's watching TV, he's got his leg he's got his leg on over the armrest of the chair he's sitting. That's such a great detail. I love that. And so what you do when you're just at home watching TV, and what is it? There's also, um, you know, I guess again, maybe my throat is not doing me any favors today, so my impressions are not so good. But any Godfather Part Two fans out there, so um, you know, um, what's his uh, yeah, it worked, and we was like the Roman Empire. Corleone's was like the Roman Empire. It was once. Thanks, Tom. I can't. Sorry, I can't do my Pentangeli to save my life. I apologize. So, anyway, I'll try to work on my Pentangeli a little bit more. It's one of my favorite scenes, by the way. That scene between Pentangeli and Pentangeli and Tom Hagen. Love The Godfather. Let's see. What were some of the other ones? Oh gosh, I can't. I gotta stop myself. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to go to. I said I'd stop, and I'm still here for like another 20 minutes. I can't believe this, but oh well, oh well. I mean, it's oft used. It's so overused. I know, but it's overused for good reason because it's so good. I was about to leave, but just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. You pull me back in. Oh, but in a good way. In a good way. It's not like it's not like Altobello and all this stuff. Here's my Godfather. I've done a number of Godfather Part 3, or I guess it's now Godfather Coda. I don't know. For me, it's always the Godfather Part 3. I think that's the version for me. Here's my Godfather Part 3 impression for those who know. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so that's my. Here we go. Yeah, sorry. Godfather 3. There you go. Yeah. I'm here all day, folks. Well, actually, not because I'm going to go to sleep soon. Oh, Colin. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, this is my color tinted glasses version. So, yeah, I've actually got a number of these same frames, different colors, different tinted lenses and stuff. I really like these glasses. Heaven forbid I go there and they break. The one and only pair that I have breaks. I thought I'd just get another spare pair, and I just got a few spare pairs. I just couldn't. I hope Criterion are currently prepping a release of Dice. Oh gosh, yes, that would be like the lowest selling Criterion ever. But well, I mean, I think that those sorts of like Criterion releases, I think I've been lamenting of late the recent releases because they've been quite lacking in quantity anyway. Supplements, the quality of the supplements is still quite the same, but just the number has been quite low, and it's been very noticeable, especially with the re-releases, the 4K re-releases from several years back. I mean, you've got these new releases with relatively few supplements. I mean, they're great, but they're relatively few in number. And then at the same time, you're getting these really releases of older Criterion Blu-rays from several years ago that had like tons of like you have like a new release 1 week, and then the next week you have the whole set of blue, white, and red. The 3 colors with all the packed supplements that they had, and it's just a no contest in terms of quantity of supplements. So I always think that Criterion they should add as much as possible, but well, yeah, it would be great to see like impressions. Like they should do the Criterion closet. When people take things off the shelf, they should have them do impressions from those films, like you have like I mean, I can't do Alex Cox, but if they had Alex Cox pulling a film, could you imagine like Alex Cox doing an impression from a film? Like Alex Cox pulls a film, which is like maybe he pulls Orson Welles' Chimes at Midnight. Could you imagine Alex Cox pulling Chimes at Midnight and then doing an Orson Welles impression? Orson Welles, as Falstaff. That would be so amazing. Or I don't know, like Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke goes back to the Criterion closet and he takes like, I don't know, like I don't know, like maybe he takes David Cronenberg's Scanners and he tries to do Michael Ironside and Dave, or Ethan Hawke doing an impression of I don't know, of maybe he's doing an impression. He takes the Scorsese shorts Blu-ray. He's trying to do an impression of The Big Shave or something. Oh, no. I'll be so cool. Ethan Hawke doing Scorsese shorts as he's talking about Scorsese. See, that's the sort of thing that I'd pay to see. I'd definitely pay to see that. But, or could you imagine Ethan Hawke? Has anyone ever done that in the Criterion closet video? Has anyone ever pulled a film that they're in and they talk about it or something? Oh my goodness, that would be so, like if Ethan Hawke, if he went back and he talked about the Before trilogy. Wow. I don't know if I'd be like, I don't know if I'd be on board with that or be like, wow, that's a pretty That's a pretty wow, that's a pretty like I'd either be that's so great or that's a kind of wow move, you know what I mean? So I don't know how I'd feel about that, but anyway. Um um yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this. There you go. Sorry about that. Oh, Razor Wire, my dear friend, our dear friend, my hero, one of my YouTube heroes. I could dare to say that, there are a number of people who I would say that without their existence, I would not be here. So one of those people is Razor Wire Reviews. I think if I had not come across Razor Wire Reviews' channel, and then later, uh, um, Luke has been so kind and just reaching out to me and just encouraging and being such a nice friend, such a genuine human being. I don't think I'd be here today. So thank you so much, Razor Wire Reviews. Oh, oh. I have many secrets. Yes, I have many secrets. Many, many secrets. Maybe one day when if we can meet face to face, I can. I will share my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. Todeskaden, yes. Asaf, thank you so much. Todeskaden. 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 Yes, that's right. That's right. It's an omnibus film. Babe Ruth. That's a great way of describing it. Really great way. Hello, my dear friend. Thank you. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday. Yes, I know where that's from. Apollonia. Oh, Apollonia. Oh gosh. Apollonia, just for once, just put the car keys down. You don't have. Oh, Apollonia. Anyway. Yeah. Well, let me TV. Who's your favorite? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Oh, I'm very partial to Kurt Russell, and because of of his association with the works of John Carpenter, and um, let's see. Also, I don't know. I mean, I've mentioned Kurosawa. I think that Toshiro Mifune's performance in Yojimbo is one of the greatest performances I've ever seen, and ditto for Henry Fonda in Once Upon a Time in the West. I think Henry Fonda's performance in Once Upon a Time in the West is it's for the ages for me. And I don't know, like there's a way in which Toshiro Mifune and Henry Fonda walk in those films. There you go. I think that's, yeah. Also, Divine. Sorry about that. Let me say Divine. I'm a huge fan of Divine. There's a way in which Divine, I don't know how to explain this. I admire Divine so much because Divine, I think, at the same point, Divine creates and destroys the image at the same time. You know what I mean? And there's no like, it's so down to earth. I don't know how best to explain that, but there's a type of earnestness in the performances of Divine that I really admire. There's no kind of like ego or anything like that you can sense it. I mean, I don't know Divine. I've never met Divine. I mean, I've never had the great fortune of ever having met Divine. But I can only go by what I sense, and so I get the sense there's a type of down to earth nature, and this kind of honesty, which I really admire. That's a thing that I kind of shy away from lately. It's there's a I kind of watch a performance and I think, oh, that's a great performance, but then I see an interview and there's a little bit of a type of arrogance or type of kind of this type of snobbishness that you can sense in some interviews with people, and I always kind of get turned off by that. But while the film, I think, is it doesn't really take away my admiration for the film. I kind of lose admiration for the maybe the actor or something like that. But that's not the case for someone like Kurt Russell. You can so self-deprecating and just so cool to listen to, both in terms of commentaries. Oh, it's so great. You just I just can't help but smile every time I think about just watch a Kurt Russell film. And then Henry Fonda. You should watch the interview he does with Parkinson, the British talk show Parkinson. He's talking about Sergio Leone. It's the greatest. It's like the greatest anecdote ever. Oh my goodness, it's the greatest anecdote ever. Don't watch that though until you've seen Once Upon a Time in the West. By the way, yes. Fredo says Frank. Oh, Frank. Yes, Frank Pentangeli. Yes. Fredo. Oh gosh, and like Mikey. Yeah. Like gosh, I talked to Barzini. I can't do that. I can't do. Oh my gosh, I can't do that very well. Sorry, Mo Green. Sorry, any Mo Green fans out there. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do that very well. I haven't. I have not yet seen the Avatar film yet. I'm ashamed to admit I haven't seen that yet. I really want to, but I saw Super Mario Brothers though. It was really great. I want to see the Spider-Man film. Also, oh my goodness, I can't wait for Takeshi Kitano's film Neck. Oh my goodness, I heard about it at Cannes. I think some people loved it. Some people, oh, it's great. I love it when it has that kind of weird, some people wrote about it. It was disappointing. Other people said it was really kind of hard. Oh, it's great. It's great. It sounds just like outrage. It sounds like, it sounds like outrage. It sounds like it's, Kagemusha. Someone mentioned Kagemusha and Kurosawa's Kagemusha. It's like Kagemusha meets outrage. That's what it sounds like. Oh, wow. I can't wait to see the Takeshi Kitano film. I'm a huge fan of Kitano's works. Oh, I think that would be really a dream come true one of these days. I'd like to have like guests on, you know. I'm trying to figure out a different way to do these video discussion series. I'm currently doing the Cronenberg and De Palma and Angelopoulos, but maybe after those are done, trying to do a slightly different approach to these, like multiple videos on the same film, and then also invite people to talk about it. So it doesn't have to be just one video per film, but it'd be like one video for the week or something, and have just different aspects. So I can just divide it up, have different takes, and invite different people, and they can talk about the same film. And that doesn't have to be like one episode. It could just be like multi episodes or something like that. So I'd like to do that one of these. I think The Godfather would be also like talking about like Once Upon a Time in America or something. Oh, Hayden, my dear friend, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Oh, my dear friend, thank you so much. Always like, oh gosh, I miss our conversations. I really do. I should try to pick those up. That's my fault, my dear friend. I'll try to pick up our conversations. I love those. Oh gosh. Oh, cool. Very cool. Yes, I heard about that. Yes. Thank you, Manager 25. Thank you. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, yes. I don't know. I'm I'm um I'm actually less of a I'm less how should I put it? I when it comes to Apocalypse Now, I'm very much kind of on an equilibrium when it comes to the different versions. I don't have a preference one way or the other. I feel similarly about Blade Runner, actually. Blade Runner, I feel like I don't have a preference one over the other of their versions. I've always associated different feelings with different versions. I have a similar type of approach to the Apocalypse Now. But excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh, Ethan Hawke, yeah. Oh, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Again, it would be like, you know, I don't know what would be some good ones. I don't know. The yeah, to work on my what are they doing? If they're doing after hours, they're gonna work on my Scorsese. Yeah. I'm not good with my Scorsese. I have to work on that one. For my Werner Herzog, I'm not really good with that one. It's like death, something. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, one of the Japanese Kurosawa 4K blues. Yeah, if I have the money. Yes, I know. Yes. Oh, Tati, I haven't spoken about Jack Tati. There's a I do have that's another pet sort of dream project of mine, is to do a sort of comprehensive, just a fuller discussion on Tati works, the Criterion releases as a focus. I haven't heard this news actually, so I don't know. So I really couldn't say because I don't know what the news is, unfortunately. So you know better than I do, so I can't really comment. But oh, cool! That's really cool. I didn't know that. That's really awesome. You mean TV? I am impressed. Your memory so much. You remember so much movie dialogue. Oh, you're very. I don't. I don't have that good of a memory, but just I wish I could remember other things. That's a thing. Like you know, I don't remember where I put my keys most days of the week. I don't remember where I put my keys. Where are my keys? I don't know. And I like where are my AirPods? You know, that's the thing I lose. I don't know about you, but I hate the size of the AirPods. I love AirPods, but I hate them because I lose them all the time. I'm like, where are my air? I can't find them. Where's the case? I can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? So I forget. I forget where I put my AirPods, and I forget where I put my keys. You know, but I guess um I guess I can remember some bits of movie dialogue. So um, but that's fine. That's fine because as much as I like AirPods, I like movies. I think a little bit more than AirPods. I love AirPods. Any AirPods fans, I apologize if I offended you, but I like movies a little bit more. But I don't. I wish I could have a better memory for dialogue. You know, I mean, there's some great lines. I guess I can remember the shorter lines than the longer lines. But it's also a thing too about watching movies when you're a kid. You just there's a it just sticks with you, and uh, just watching these things. I was just very fortunate to be able to watch so many movies as a kid, just growing up. Mostly on VHS. Sometimes in the movie theater, mostly on VHS. But it was just a great time just to rewatching these things. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I love to recreate certain scenes. Guys, I was an only kid. I was an only child, and so I didn't have any brothers or sisters to play with. But I'd have movies to watch, and I'd be like recording dialogue off of using my cassette player and recording and re-listening to it, and just rewatching scene. Like I wouldn't be able to watch like for the longest time when I was a kid. You know the Brian Usna film Society. I was never able to get that film as a kid growing up in VHS, but I saw clips of it on like a horror documentary or something. The bit with the that scene. It was amazing. It was really so like watch it and I recorded just watching it over. So that I have that scene essentially tattooed in my brain. Uh, so I can never forget that scene. And the same thing with like like um I don't know what's a film that I saw over and over again, like Big Trouble. I mean, I mentioned Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China. Just uh, uh, you know, uh, just watching that over and over as a kid. It's just the joy that it brought me. Again, I felt lonely as a kid. What can I say? I was an only kid. I don't know if I had that many friends. But it was movies really. They weren't just it wasn't just like, oh, they saved my. I mean, maybe it was like that, but it was just more. I don't know. More. It was just it was really fun to do. Really, really fun to watch movies, and it still is. It's so much fun. Like I don't know. I always get a kick out of uh, of watching movies. I think though now maybe in my time in my lifetime, I'm finding myself rewatching things more. I'm doing more rewatches of films that I've already seen rather than watching new films. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm finding more joy, I suppose, in just watching things I've already seen, or comfort. I'm not sure, or discovering things newly, or rediscovering things, or finding new things out, or something. Um, uh, you know, um, but yeah. There you go. Well, speaking of gangster films, I'm rewatching Bugsy Malone again. I'm listening to that. My soundtrack of choice at the moment is Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone. So I'm listening. I like to listen to soundtracks, and I'm listening. The soundtracks I'm listening to at the moment are Bugsy Malone and a Fistful of Dynamite, Giulia Testa, Duck You Sucker. So the Ennio Morricone's music for Duck You Sucker. It's great. Sean, 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 Sean. Sorry, if you don't know Duck You Sucker, then what I've just done is completely like nonsense. I apologize. But if you know Duck You Sucker, if you know that film Duck You Sucker, you know what I've done. Yeah. Or maybe I'm too loud. I don't know. Oh, Max Blind. Oh, well done. That's a good choice. I think my choice would be Magnificent Amberson. It's a difficult question. Oh, I'm a big fan of Silence. Big fan. Ah, my dear friend, thank you so much, Dave. Oh, it's great to see you. So great to see you, my dear friend. Thank you. Yeah, Silence. I would say too. It ranks up there for me. It's Silence and The Irishman are like I like for the Scorsese works from the last say 10, 15 years. Those two for me. I haven't seen the latest film yet. What is it? Killers of the Flower Moon. I haven't seen this yet. I'm looking forward to that. But oh my goodness, I'm going to be able to see Killers of the Flower. If that's going to have a showing, it's going to be playing in Los Angeles. Maybe when I'm there. Oh, can I can. Does anyone want to go see Killers of the Flower Moon with me in Los Angeles later this year? Raise your hand if you want to go. Let me know. We'll try to figure out a way to do that. You know. We don't have to sit in this, we don't have to sit together or anything. We can go into the same theater so we can meet up later and talk about the film over coffee. Coffee and a cookie. All right. I think I'm going to head off. All right. I think I said I was going to stop 30 minutes in, but almost I've been talking for about an hour and 20 minutes. So I apologize once again for my terrible voice today. Oh, my terrible voice. Sorry about that. No, I haven't yet. I haven't seen this yet. I'm very bad when it comes to new films. I haven't seen this yet. The next film I want to see is Spider-Man because my kids want to see that so badly. I want to see it too. I gotta see Spider-Man, and then there was the Cannes Film Festival, the Victor Erice film, El Sur and Spirit of the Beehive. I didn't know he was going to have this new film out, but I just read about it like a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness, a new film from Erice. It's amazing. I don't know how I'll be able to watch that one, but Yeah. All right. Can't wait to see these. Oh my goodness, it'll be exciting to. I mean, I guess you could. I could watch theater. Go to movie theaters here in Tokyo, but it's just I don't know, there's kind of an excitement of going to a new place to watch. The New Beverly Theater. Um. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. Spider-Man 3. I saw that in the theater as well. Amazing. The theater was erupting in laughter. The scene in the park when he shows her the ring. It's just everyone's just laughing. It was amazing. And yeah, yeah. Here's my Spider-Man 3 impression for anyone who. Okay, here we go. All right, my daughter. I need my daughter. That's my daughter. So that's my Spider-Man 3. All right. Any do you know what that's from? Okay, sorry. I love Spider-Man 3 by that. It's great. It was a great film. It's so like quirky and weird. I love that. It's just it's I think um um you know my son Leo is such a big fan of Spider-Man, and he loves Spider-Man 3. He loves Spider-Man 3. So I think I've through osmosis I've begun to love it so much. So and whenever I do, my kids don't really, I think, know all the impressions I do. But when I do that one in the house, my daughter, he laughs a lot. So great. So I like that one. That was our kiss, Peter. That was our kiss. Sorry. Oh, we saw the English version, the English language version. Oh, thank you. Got it. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, I agree. Great. Really wonderful. Really wonderful. All right. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Can't wait to get the Superman 4K set. I haven't gotten that yet. Again, I have to uh, wait on all these purchases. I can't do any purchases anymore until I move to Los Angeles. Otherwise, it's just going to be adding to my. I mean, I can buy them, have them shipped here, pay the shipping, and then bring them over with me to Los Angeles. Add to my my luggage freight cost or whatever. So, or can wait to go to Los Angeles and make all these. So I can't wait to go to Los Angeles and what will be the first things I will buy in the Barnes and Noble. Can't wait to figure that out. It's great. I have my eye on a number of titles. I haven't been able to pick up all the John Carpenter 4K releases yet, so I want to be able to do those. And then also, let's see, Crimes of the Future, the David Cronenberg film. I think that was released on 4K, so I haven't been able. I have the Blu-ray, but not the 4K. I love that film. I think it's one of the great films from last year. Oh gosh. And then the Criterion releases. I can't wait. After Hours, the Criterion release of After Hours. I can't wait for that. Oh wow, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. All right. Oh, Ian Johnson, the El Sorpaso reference. Well done. Well done. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Scorsese. Maybe we should do like a Scorsese run. Um, you know, oh gosh, are there any fans of the Color of Money? Oh, I love that film. And like when Paul Newman says in The Color of Money, it's acting. Oh, that's so cool. That's like that and The Verdict. The Paul Newman performances are amazing. Uh, there you go. I'd love to do a run of Scorsese. Like I'd love to do it. Just talk about Casino. Oh, Meeting in the Desert always made me nervous. Oh gosh, I might have to break my rule of swear. I have this kind of unspoken rule on my YouTube channel. I don't like to swear. I don't like to use profanity, but I might have to break the rule to use profanity because there's so many great lines in Casino that I love. Like just they use the F bomb. There's so many F bombs in Casino. I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know, like um, maybe I have to set up a fund. Um, maybe if anyone who wants to support the channel in any videos I do where I swear or I use profanity in order to quote dialogue that I like from films, send me a super chat or super thanks or something. There's so many lines of dialogue that I'm just itching to quote, but I can't because again they have swear words in them. So many of those lines in Casino. Yeah, or Twin Peaks for that matter. Oh my goodness, Twin Peaks for that matter. Yeah, there is a great line, one of my favorite lines ever from the Missing Pieces, the Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me Missing Pieces. That's so chock full of bad words, but I figured out a way of being able to mention it on this channel. So can't wait to. I think it's yeah, it's not so bad. So oh yes, I can't wait for that. Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. Color Money is fantastic. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, you little, yes, you little. Oh right, the pen, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. That's really shocking. Hmm. Hmm. I love Casino. Oh gosh, I think that could be if I had to pick my favorite Scorsese film. I don't know. That could be it. I don't know. Not sure. Certainly, maybe it could be the Scorsese film I've seen the most. I think of his. Maybe I don't know that or Taxi Driver. um, um, Casino, Taxi, Goodfellas, and then maybe um, King of Comedy, Raging Bull, um, or yeah. I think I have to give like there's so many films. I mean, I've seen all of his films a number of times, but I'm again talking about films I've seen so many times. But I think the film that I've seen the least, perhaps, of his, I really should increase. I've seen it. I've seen a number of times already, but just in terms of number of times I've seen in my lifetime, the one that I've seen the least is probably Kundun. Um, but I saw that in the theater actually 3 times when it was released. Kundun. Wow. I have the soundtrack, the Philip Glass soundtrack. Is anyone a fan of the Philip Glass soundtrack of Kundun? Whoa, that was great. Yeah, that's my Philip Glass. All right. I'm a huge fan of Philip Glass, though. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, so Scorsese works. Yes. Oh, I could try to do my Kitano, but my Kitano's not so good. So, yeah. Um, well, I guess my favorite Kitano line is from Brother, but that has also a swear word in it, so I won't say it. But I mean, I can't do impressions, but I don't speak Japanese that much on this channel, so but it's a little bit embarrassing. But whenever there's someone who's on the chat who's Japanese or talks to me in Japanese, I might respond in Japanese. But that's I don't usually get people, not many people who are sending me comments in Japanese. So, but anyway, yeah, yeah. All right, I think maybe we can end the chat here. I think. Thanks for sticking around and putting up with my terrible voice. I hope you can. Yeah, it's really terrible today. Yeah, I don't know. It's no, it was pretty. Yeah. Oh well. I was gonna say. I was trying to think of just improvement. I'll save my impressions for you again. I don't. I don't know that there's a. I don't know that there's a. It's not. Uh, I'm. I'm not so good with my impressions. So. Anyway, thank you, Ian. It's great to talk with you. So great to talk to you. I know I'm just should I watch The Color of Money or should I watch Fistful of Dynamite or should I watch Once Upon a Time in America a little bit or should I what should I do? Godfather Part 2. I don't know. Oh gosh, my yeah. My dear, my goodness. What a great thing. Anyway. Oh cool. Wow, very cool. Very cool. All right. Oh, also, please, I hate to do the the self promotion. I apologize, but anyone who's interested, you can also find me on Instagram, Daisuke4, and there it is. I put it up on the chat. Daisuke4. I am on Instagram at Daisuke4. So please, go check it out if you're interested. And I might want to try to put up a little video on Instagram, Scorsese films from the 80s or something like that from my collection. So if you're interested, I'm on Instagram as well, Daisuke4. There are 3 other Daisuke Beppus in the world, I think, on Instagram that I have never met. I'd love to be able to meet them one day. But anyway, I'm number 4. Anyway, yeah, number 4, number 3. So I guess I'm almost I guess it could have almost reached the Branded to Kill, like number 1, 2 levels, but not quite. So I'm number 4. So the Daisuke Beppu number 4. But if you're interested, please check out the Instagram page. I'm there. I check it every day. And there's a message thing there. So if you want to reach me directly, you can always reach me via Instagram. I can't promise to respond to everything, but and I might respond late to things. I apologize. It's not like I do check it, but I also do other things as well. So unfortunately, I'm not able to respond to everything immediately. But if you do want to reach me, that's the best way to reach me. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Daisuke4, I'd very much appreciate it, my dear friends. You don't have to do that at all. So don't feel obligated at all to do that. You do what works for you. But if you do want to follow, I'd be very much appreciated. So I'd very much appreciate that. So Daisuke4 on Instagram. So my dear friends, thank you for once again putting up with me today and my poor voice and my bad sort of sniffles. And I know it was irritating in terms of noise and the like. So thanks for putting up with me. And I'll try to come back as soon as I'm feeling a little bit better. And again, sorry for the lack of videos, but it's just with my voice not being 100%, I have been able to do satisfactory recordings. So as soon as I'm feeling better, I've watched all the Criterion releases up to Petite Maman, so I'm ready to do it. I just need to get my voice back in order. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, and I'll see you the next one. Thank you, Anonymous Fowler. Thank you, Gungshi. Thank you, BC. Thank you, and thanks for that news about the Harvard Film Archive and Kurostami. It's really cool. All right, my dear friends, thank you, and cheers. Thank you. Where's Michael? Huh? What? Where's Michael? What? Don Cleo, what did you... Where's Michael? Where's Michael? What? Where's Michael? Sorry. Okay. I'll end once again with my. I'll end with my Luca Brazzi. Okay. Greeting. I'll see you at the next broadcaster. Bye bye. Here's my Luca Brazzi from The Godfather once again.